Hello everybody, I'm WeatherWorks meteorologist Joe Martucci here with another episode of The Works. We are here with probably the most clever guy here in the office, meteorologist Sam DeAlba. He's our Director of Forensic and Data Services. He was our North Jersey forecaster for a long time, but this winter he's going to go into Connecticut, Rhode Island, even part of Massachusetts and forecast there for the winters to come. And he's also our resident motorcycle guy. So welcome, Sam, to The Works. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Did you ride your motorcycle in today?
Didn't ride it today. It's
Why
been
not?
a rainy 4 days. I mean, we even had showers out there this afternoon, so.
But I don't think the rain stopped you before. We got a couple pictures.
I've gotten caught before. Wasn't feeling it today though, but
Okay.
I've been known to get caught in some downpours.
It's just a little more interesting for you, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Passed on it today though.
Okay. Now, what kind of motorcycle do you have?
I have a little Ninja 250. Everyone says it's so small, but gets me from point A to point B. So
Hey, sometimes that's all you need.
that's right.
All right. So, first question we usually ask everybody: what sparked your interest in the weather? Now, I know you took a little bit of an unusual path to getting where you are.
Yeah, a lot of the meteorologists, they were right into it, right out of the gun, knew, they were weather fanatics. I really just cut grass and shoveled snow on the side pretty much all growing up and even into high school. Never really had a passion, for what I wanted to go to college for, but I was always good at math and physics, which is pretty much the roots of meteorology. And really just talking to my parents one day, they said, you're always looking at weather maps, trying to figure out whether you can, cut grass or when you're going to shovel snow. Why don't you look into that for college? And really that's just, how I got into it was more, the pieces of my personality and what I was good at in school really just fit into the field of meteorology. So I kind of took the back route getting into meteorology.
Hey, but no, I think that's really relevant. And like meteorologist Mike Mahalik, who actually worked in landscaping for a number of years, Sam did too on the side, and it's very helpful because he gets it. He knows, how to remove snow and what different kinds of snow or sleet, how that impacts operations and things like that. So it's really a great combination that we have here with Sam. So specifically in WeatherWorks, you are our Director of Forensic and Data Services, but what the heck is forensic meteorology? I mean, when I started, I kind of knew, I kind of didn't. We can give a little more elaboration on that.
Yeah, our Forensic and Data Services, it's really two separate areas. Our Data and Stats department handles more climatologies, more snow and ice-based information for our clients. Clients that are trying to get ahead with winter bids. So we're giving them information on how many events happen per year, monthly snowfall, really anything they ask. We're even doing a report now for a client who's just looking for record low temperatures for many sites, just to get a feel for what's the latest and earliest that they can see freezing temperatures to know that they at least should have something ready at those dates. So really anything that a client could possibly want relating to data, we can help them out with that. Our forensic meteorology side of things really deals with primarily personal injury cases and property damage cases. Anything from high winds, flooding rains. Most of the cases we deal with are going to be slip and fall incidents where we're looking at several weather stations around the area and piecing together exactly what happened at a site-specific location, whether it was a freezing rain event, a snow event, or if it was snow piles that happened to melt and refreeze. We're trying to give a detailed outline of exactly what happened that led up to any type of incident that someone might be dealing with.
Right. So a lot of detailed-oriented stuff, a lot of piecing the puzzle together. I know I flattered you before. I said you're one of our most clever, problem-solving people here in the office. So how does that passion for problem-solving or attention to detail, things like that, parlay into the forensic and data side of what you do?
Yeah, it's a huge help. It's really my personality. Even with the bike, I love tinkering with it.
Yeah.
Something breaks or I want to add something, trying to figure out how to make that work. Data and stats, it's a lot of Excel work. It's a lot of formulas. So trying to make things simpler with different types of formulas, different types of data organization. It's a huge part of it. And then trying to figure out what's the best way to show this to a client with a graph, with a table, with a chart. And kind of making that work, making it look good, and giving them the information they need. The same with forensic meteorology. We get information from a lawyer, and a lot of times they'll just say, my client slipped and fell, we don't know much. With that, we go back, we look at the weather conditions, we might look at some pictures and try to piece together, okay, was this a snow pile that melted over 4 days? Was it an ongoing event? Let's say it was 20 degrees for 3 days. How could black ice have formed? and we piece together a story that, maybe it melted from the roof. Between the sun and the heat from a home, you can still get melting snow even at 20 degrees with air temperature.
Yeah,
so
right,
it's
sure.
really trying to figure out exactly what happened. That part of my personality works perfectly into problem solving with forensic meteorology.
Yeah, sure. Now, while you're looking at your forensic cases, has there ever been a time, I'm sure there has been, where you really just take a step back and you're like, whoa, like this actually happened? I know there was a story that we were talking about before we shot this, but something with a hot tub, right?
There's a few cases. There was one that was just public that showed a hot tub cover blowing off. A woman was trying to put a hot tub cover on her hot tub, and it just blew off and actually just knocked her over.
We can make a report for that.
Yeah, we dealt with a case like that actually, where the hot tub knocked someone off a deck and they were injured by that. But we've dealt with a number of cases that people wouldn't even think about generally. We've dealt with tractor trailers being blown over, even a train being blown over by high winds. We've dealt with flooding cases, lightning strikes, trying to pinpoint exactly when and where lightning may have happened. Even Superstorm Sandy, we've done a number of flooding and high wind cases. We've even had a few, cases where construction workers may have been injured or flying debris from, roofs. What's the wind speed, on top of a 6-story building? And that's actually something that we're able, to figure out.
Yeah, okay, sure. Now, taking a broader view from not just the forensic and data part of WeatherWorks, but WeatherWorks as a whole, Sam's been here for a while. He's been one of our anchors here at the company. He's been here since 2009, correct?
Yep.
And there's been a lot of growth since then, and you've seen a lot of it. How do you feel about it? What are you excited about? Is there anything in the future that you're looking forward to, as we go forward in time?
Yeah, it's definitely been exciting. I was one of the first, I think, 7 meteorologists that got hired here. Very long hours, very tough when you've got, still the same coverage area, but, so few people. Exactly. So to see, the number of staff that we've gained, we're up to about 25 or 30 full-time meteorologists, up from 7, when I started only 8 years ago. It's just amazing growth, and being able to see the different departments take shape, social media, for instance, data and stats, our operations department, to see everything starting to come together, to see the development of the younger staff and the seasoned staff. It's just exciting. I've been here 8 years, and just to see how well it's coming together, it's exciting for the next 10, 15 years, just to see what comes next.
Any big plans for the data and forensic department going forward?
Just trying to get to a few more trade shows, trying to develop that, get our name out there a little bit more. Data and stats, we always love developing new products. Even with, forensics, we love developing new products. Anything that can show, for instance, how far storm surge can come in, where shadows may have been, for showing that an area may have been completely shaded, things like that. Is developing, new products and new tools to help us better portray, any type of data to our clients.
He's always cooking something up here for forensics and data. There's always something new in Sam's world.
Pipeline.
Last question before we go. I'll kind of turn it over to you. So after many years of doing North Jersey forecasts, he is waving goodbye to that. He's moving on to Connecticut, Rhode Island, portions of Massachusetts. So Sam, going into the winter, for all of our clients out there or potential clients that are watching, anything you'd like to say?
North Jersey was a tough place to forecast. I think Connecticut, Rhode Island and Hudson Valley is going to be just as tough, if not even a little tougher. I love the
coast to work with.
More coast to work with, exactly. But I'm familiar with it. A lot of times, even forecasting North Jersey, you're talking with South Jersey forecasters, you're talking with Connecticut forecasters. And being around 8 years, it's not going to be my first time up there. Many times the younger staff will be jumping around or during the overnight shift or watching those areas. So it's gonna be interesting with those coastal spots and those mountain spots, but certainly up for it.
Hey, that's why he's the man. He's meteorologist Sam DeAlba. I'm meteorologist Joe Martucci here with this episode of The Works. We'll come to you with a new staff here at WeatherWorks next time.